Hey guys, this is Tommy Farmer, Carolina Cast Pro. I've been asked to do a little tutorial video on the controls and the functions of the Akios F15 Nitron. In my opinion, it's one of the best reels Akios has come out with in a very long time, especially if you're a drum fisherman. In my opinion, it checks all the boxes for a great drum reel. One problem when they developed this reel and they brought it to market, they did not include an instruction manual, hence the reason for this tutorial video. I'm going to start with the very basics, and the first thing I want to cover is this knob, this red knob right here. I don't know if you can see it pointing with the pen. It is the tension control knob. It really, on some reels, it's got two purposes, like the 656. You center the spool and you set side to side tension with it. On the F15 Nitron, it has one purpose, and that is to adjust and set the play, the side to side play on the spool. If you can feel it, hear it, see it move just the slightest little bit, that's enough. They come pretty much preset. From out of the box, they'll be ready to go. There's really not a lot of need to adjust this. What I'm going to say is do not use this as a primary form of cast control. Do not crank down on it. Being an ultra cast style spool, which means the bearings are located inside the spool, when you crank down on this knob, you're actually applying pressure or tension to the bearing, and it will cause premature failure. The bearing will not last as long as it should. Don't use it for cast control. That's not if you have a reel that's got magnet controls like this one does, and this is an outstanding setup, you don't need it. Don't use this for cast control. It's not what its intended purpose is. Okay, tension control knob. Number two, I want to cover the star drag. People say, well, that's pretty self-explanatory, Tommy, why do it? You would be surprised at the number of people I've had they've actually called me, emailed me, texted me, wanting to know, okay, how do I work this? You know, people coming from spinning reels or people that are relatively new to surf fishing. They don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So anyway, it's really simple. How do I work this? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Set the tension of the star drag for the fish that you're hooked up with and that you're trying to fight. You want to maintain steady pressure on the fish. You want to allow the fish to run if it needs to, but you want to keep as much pressure as you can. Learn to trust your knots and keep as much pressure on the fish and get in as quickly as possible without breaking your line or your knots or damaging your gear. So you want to be able to put the heat on the fish. Another little tip, when you're done fishing and you want to clean your reel, you spray it off with water. What I would suggest is to tighten the drag down first before you hit it with water. You can use a light soapy water mix if you want to wash it, but tighten the drag down first. Don't ever spray high pressure spray in, because water can get where it doesn't need to go. Just a light rinsing. Wash it with soap and water if you want, and then rinse it off. Once it's dry, loosen the star drag. Loosen the drag up for storage. That way the drag washers aren't compressed, and the next time you use it, they won't be sticking. So remember that. Tighten the drag to clean the reel, to wash the reel, loosen the drag for storage. Next thing I want to cover, free spool lever. Most Akios spade casting reels have a button. This has got a lever. Free spool in gear. Got a nice big old honking power handle on it. I like the way it feels in the way that it fights a fish. So that's simple, disengage, engage. Now, we're gonna go to what, in my opinion, is one of the greatest features on this reel, and that is the mag control. This thing, this magnet control knob, it's got like 80 clicks from full on with the magnet screwed all the way in to full off to the magnet screwed all the way out. If you'll look as I'm turning this off, it actually is moving, the knob is moving away from the cage, which indicates less magnet because it's pulling it away. It makes it faster. Now, what I teach people, when you first get this, and you want to, You've got to find your happy place with this reel. And the way that I teach this is go all the way in with the magnet, mag full on, click it maybe 5 clicks off. This is a nice safe place. Throw some casts, throw 10, 15 casts, whatever you're comfortable with. You're not going to have any bird nest issues. The only thing, maybe when the sinker hits the water, if you don't get your thumb down in time, you may have a little overrun, but that's technically not a bird nest. So you throw a few casts, no problems. You go 3 or 4 clicks off, throw some more casts, 3 or 4 clicks again. Okay, you keep doing this. You throw, you adjust, you cast, you adjust, you loosen the magnets a little bit. When I say loose, less mags. At some point, you're going to find, I call it the fluff point. It's where the line starts to lift, the line starts to rise. When that happens, you are on the hairy edge of disaster. The reel's as fast as it can be and not bird nest. Now, you've found that place, go back the other way, 3 to 5 clicks. Now, you're fast but safe. You're in a safe zone. If you do this in a no wind situation, you're going to be able to cast a long way, no wind. Now, you get a headwind. The wind changes. You use this setting as your base. This is your baseline setting. Now, when you get a headwind, you need to add some magnet. You need to go 4, 5, 6 clicks more magnet, or as much as you need based on how hard the wind's blowing. The wind blows behind you. You get a tailwind. You can click it off from that base setting, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clicks, and you'll get more distance. Now, for most people, that fluff point is going to be somewhere between 10 or 12 and maybe 30 clicks. There are guys that are running more than 30 clicks. I'm somewhere around 15 to 20 clicks is where it gets fluffy for me. So you'll have to find your happy place. You'll have to find a spot with this reel to get the best performance out of it. That's the method that I would suggest to you use. You need to find your base setting, which is going to be just a few clicks on the maximum side of your fluff point, and then adjust it from there based on what your needs are. Anyway, F15 Nitron. It is my favorite drum reel. I'm very happy with it. I'm glad they came out with it, and I hope this little video tutorial helps people to understand and to enjoy their purchase. Tommy Farmer, Carolina Cast Pro.